in 1993, so already the first Cradle-to-Cradle product line was launched by a textile company where our speaker, Albin Kälin, was managing director. Now he's founder and CEO of the Environmental Protection Encouragement Agency in Switzerland, which supports companies in different areas of activities in the area of the development and implementation of Cradle-to-Cradle design concepts. Albin will explain us what Cradle-to-Cradle means, and Albin will guide us on how this concept is used in the real world and making concrete steps towards a world with abundant resources. So the floor is yours, Albin.
Yes, thank you very much for the kind introduction and invitation. We are not involved in the Champion project, but I think it is important to talk about Cradle-to-Cradle because the mindset has been now coming to the surface that Cradle-to-Cradle is more than 30 years old. And the issue is that we have all been educated to think linear. And all our systems we are living in are based on linear thinking. So here we are talking about cradle to grave, and there is no future because we're running out of resources, and we need to take responsibility that for the future generations, we need to make it possible that they can obtain resources in a good quality and not toxic, so that they will be able to make their own products over multiple life cycles, use the materials which are not toxic, and that's the idea. And most of the product we see are not in compliance with the concept of cradle to cradle. And this is why basically we can only solve it through innovation. And I would like to walk you through the concept, which was developed over 30 years ago by William McDonough, an American architect, and Michael Braungart, a German chemist. And they defined 3 principles. And I think it's quite important to understand that they are now over 30 years old, but maybe 25 years along, no one really understood what they meant with the vision. But today, I think the time is there that people try to understand that the concept is first, like in nature, there is no waste in nature. So waste equals food. So they define products either in a biological cycle or in a technical cycle. Why biological cycle? Because we have a huge issue with biomass, with shrinking globally, and agriculture is not able to compensate. And we need, therefore, industrial produced products to be able to bring them back to nature through industrial composting, for example. And the challenge in the biological cycle is the chemistry. We need to define the chemistry which is safe for biological cycle. So either from natural resources, but as well, we are accepting as well resources from oil, because at this point, the chemical industry is, just starting to enter into the point of adding natural resources into their chemistry. The second element is going into a technical cycle. So materials like metals or polymers who are not biodegradable, we should keep them in a technical cycle. Basically, we need technology to enable to prepare the materials, maybe upcycle the materials that we can reintegrate them into a closed loop. The second principle is use solar income, because we have enough energy on the planet. We just don't have the technology to really use it. So Cradle-to-Cradle asks for over 30 years for 100% renewable energy, and don't burn any fossil fuels for heating or using it for production. No, there needs to be another way. We need to use the fossil fuels as a resource. And the third element is diversity. The third element is diversity. We need basically a balancing of not only biodiversity, but as well as the human beings being on the planet, but as well the materials, how we deal with them. Legislation takes this up. legislation has become aware. The European Parliament has voted last year on 10th of February 2021 on the Green Deal. The President, Mrs. von der Leyen, compared it with the first human being on the moon. It's a huge step for society. So the first element is becoming climate neutral 2050. The second one is transforming linear business and linear industry into circular business and circular industry. And the third element is that they want to have a toxic-free environment. So they would like to avoid, to eliminate all the toxic chemicals we have in a lot of our products today. Let's talk about cradle to cradle. What are we looking for? We are looking for really, we want to build a transparency in the supply chain. Industry is required by legislation to disclose all toxic chemicals which are above 1,000 parts per million, so 0.1%, in the safety data sheet. Cradle to cradle wants 100 ppm, parts per million, 0.01 disclosure. That means we need full disclosure of the materials who are in a product, and we need to get confidential information from the supply chain. This is quite challenging, but we as EPEA Switzerland, we can accomplish this as in the role as a knowledge trustee. The science, because it's a scientific approach for circularity, not linear based, it's called the ABC categorization. This scientific assessment of material health is now globally accepted through the Cradle-to-Cradle certified standard. So ABC is okay, X is red or toxic, or X CMR, they should be eliminated or optimized. Gray would mean we don't have enough scientific information to make the assessment, and there is a banned list, a chemistry we don't want. For example, PVC or organohalogens are not allowed to use in cradle-to-cradle products. Quickly on the cradle-to-cradle standard for certification. This is a product certification. It is the only certification which is designed for circularity. It is owned by the Cradle-to-Cradle Products Innovation Institute in California and Amsterdam. And Arnold Schwarzenegger has helped to found this Cradle-to-Cradle Products Innovation Institute while he still was a governor in California. So this institute is responsible for the standard. They are issuing the certificate, and they accredited 10 companies globally to make the certification as an assessment body. And EPEA Switzerland is one of the accredited assessors, and we are globally active with a network of 24 partners in our team. So we're looking into 5 elements in the certification. Only quickly want to run through. So material health is crucial, so 100 parts per million. So we need to include science in our projects. This is something that is quite costly sometimes, but we try to make it easier in the way that we are issuing as well material health certificates from chemicals and so on to look into. We're looking into circularity. Most products don't comply with circularity. Most of them have some elements included in the products which don't make them possible to be circular. So that's why we need to innovate. Cradle-to-Cradle, as I said, is a product certification, but we're looking into processes as well. So it's a holistic approach. We're looking into clean air and climate protection. So we're looking into renewable energy and CO2 compensation. We're looking into social fairness. So not only social responsibility, not only looking how to make it less bad, trying to make it good. And companies need to show and present what are they doing good to make a positive impact to society and the environment. And the 5th element is water and soil. So we want to know all the chemicals getting into the process, but as well are in the product. And if they want to become secure for a biological cycle, that they are safe. There are 4 certification levels. We start with bronze level. Bronze level means we have still toxic chemicals and CMRs. Silver means still toxic chemicals, but no CMRs. The goal should be to achieve gold. Gold would mean the chemistry is okay, everything is okay, every information is clear and assessed by scientists. Gold would mean 50% renewable energy and CO2 compensation. And the ideal would be to go for platinum, because platinum would be the perfect product for the world. Basically, this doesn't exist. But of course, this is a certification scheme. There is one product. It's a denim fabric from Pakistan, which is platinum certified. Platinum would mean chemistry okay. Platinum would mean renewable energy 100% and CO2 compensation, and along the supply chain 50% renewable and CO2 compensation. And for water and soil, we want that drinking water quality is getting out of production. Quickly to show you some examples. So we're talking about here materials. We would like to show you an example with some chemicals about adhesives. We developed adhesives. It was quite challenging to develop adhesives because every application needs a different kind of recipes. So we developed a kind of a toolbox system, which we fill in with chemicals and the integrated supply chain. And all adhesives that are formulated in a recipe out of this toolbox and with the integrated supply chain, and no other chemical and no other supplier being added, is automatically certified. And quickly can have a link here to the website of this company. Surprisingly enough, this company suddenly received some solutions for Cradle-to-Cradle certified for packaging, wood processing, print processing, textile processing, hygienic products, and there are other possibilities. So we're basically building the certification scheme as an instrument to leverage basically the penetration in a global supply chain. Now everyone in the supply chain knows through the material health certificate of this adhesive that this is available and they can integrate into their products. Another example I would like to show are textiles with biodegradable polymers. They are not bio-based at present because this is quite challenging. But for us, it is very important that they are safe for biological cycles. And you can see here, you can, from the design, basically fulfill every design aspect. They are beautiful. The handle is extraordinarily beautiful and nice. So you can see this is basically no limitation in design. And this is the challenge that we have. Another example is this pouch. This is based off LPD and not bio-based at present, but this was designed for a recycling concept. This product has won the the German Packaging Award 2021. And 90% of this material can be kept in a closed loop because in Germany, from the yellow bag, this pouch can be selected, sorted out, and brought back into a specific cycle. And 90% of all the materials can be kept in a cycle and don't lose the quality. So this is a real revolution. And this product is as well Cradle-to-Cradle certified. That means as well the printing inks has passed Cradle-to-Cradle certification. The development of the printing inks and this project took over 5 years. Quickly to show you another example which shows and illustrates how we do this. It's network that we are establishing. This is, for example, for this biodegradable polymer, a network of over 100 companies that are included. Because today, as a company yourself, you cannot do innovation by yourself. You need a network to do this. So we are talking here about a network of trust. And here the example from the textile industry, one of our favorite examples. So this is from Napapiri, a major brand. Napapiri belongs to the VF group, which are North Face belong to them, Timberland, Vans, and Dickens, and Napapiri. They are making over 10 billion US dollar turnover. And we were able basically to make here a product. And you can see here on the left-hand side, you see transparency, you see what's in it. And on the right-hand side, you see, it's some kind of a gray shade. And this is exactly what we are trying to accomplish with Cradle-to-Cradle. So here we have applied as well the concept of toolbox. That means we looked into tier 1 supplier, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. There were 47 suppliers globally. We integrated them with a new concept, basically making the knowledge transfer, and we call it network management supply chain integration. And 47 suppliers were integrated. The products are Cradle-to-Cradle certified at gold level. And basically all these kind of products that you see on the right-hand side can be done with this kind of toolbox. And the take-back system is in place. When you purchase one of these products, you can register. You will get a number of each product. You register with your name. And after 2 years, you can return it back. It's being depolymerized in Slovenia. It is polyamide 6. And basically, when you're buying a new product, after you returned it, you will receive a discount of 20%. So this is what is important about Cradle-to-Cradle. You need to change your business model as well. You need to integrate all the materials, and quickly walks you through once more through all the processes we do. So we look into the supply chain, make it transparent, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4. We're looking into production. Oh, I can't move this, sorry. We're looking into the product. We're making site visits. We're looking really what is happening. We're going into marketing and business models because we need to integrate a system. We need to get in contact with the consumer in the use phase, then enable that the consumer can give it back. So the companies need to take it back, and how to close the loop and reintegrate it into the supply chain. This really makes it complex. And I'm happy that I was able to share this with you today. Please visit our website, epeaswitzerland.com, or to find the official website from the Cradle-to-Cradle Products Innovation Institute, which is called cradle-to-cradle certified.org. Thank you for your attention.